December 29th was my last day out trackside to round out the year of 2020. My family and I ended up being in Florida for a few days after Christmas and would end up having a free day to myself. I woke up early in the morning heading for the CSX Palmetto Subdivision, knowing that train 0823 would be heading south out of Tampa. I had set up here at the Little Manatee River, where an original Atlantic coastline signal still guards the north end of the river, still standing in 2020. At 0637, 0823 makes noise blowing through Ruskin, slowly approaching the river as they head for the Tropicana Juice plant in Bradenton. .0823 is a daily local job out of Yeoman Yard in Tampa, carrying empty Tropicana Juice cars and an occasional mix of mixed manifest freight cars for Bradenton. They'll drop off the whole train there and then pick up loaded Tropicana cars and take them north back to Tampa. The SD70 Mac that was trailing second in the power consist would lead back north. But we have other plans for today. They had 43 cars this morning for the trip south. Now with that train out of the way, I get back on schedule hitting I-75 into Tampa, where I would meet my good friend Josh Evans. We would tag team together moving in between the Plant City and Lakeland areas to see what trains would be running. One thing for sure, we were in for a beautiful and chilly day here in Western Florida. There were lots of locals around Winston, but also quite a few mainline trains too. We first wound up at Kathleen on the Vitus subdivision, where we would wait for train Q177. They were being held due to local job 0710 holding up single track as they work Hill Chemical and Cary Transit. They were running a bit late today, making for a rare daylight appearance. At 0923, they were back on the move south heading towards Lakeland. An ST70AH EMD engine was in the power consist. Q177 is a daily intermodal train out of Jacksonville carrying domestic containers for the Central Florida ILC intermodal ramp in Winter Haven. This train today was a monster, maxing out at 13,903 feet. Ended up chasing them south back into Lakeland. Even with the slowdown at Lakeland Connection, there was a probability we wouldn't be able to see them again, with how big they were and with the amount of traffic on the road. But then, we saw train Q452 waiting for them to clear. They had just finished up work at Winston Yard and was ready to head north towards Wildwood. We turned around and went back to Lakeland Junction as they quickly got on the move behind Q177. A pair of YN2 AC-44s were powering the train this morning. Q452 is daily freight traffic out of Miami bound for Waycross, Georgia. They would run up through the areas of Palm Center, Sebring, Auburndale, and Lakeland. After working Winston, they go north via the Vitus Subdivision, passing through Wildwood, Ocala, Baldwin, and Callahan, eventually reaching its termination point in Waycross. It's a nice little trip for this train through a good portion of Florida. Five minutes later, we had another train movement. Local job 0738 is heading towards downtown Lakeland with 5 cars out of Winston. They are a turn job and would stop to work around Auburndale, Vertigreen, Davenport, Haines City, and Lake Alfred. Here came another mainline movement through downtown Lakeland. This is train EO20, empty coal out of the McIntosh power plant starting its journey for Evansville, Indiana. Engine number 3222 and ES44AH was leading the way. From Lakeland, we moved down to Plant City, hearing that local job 0708 was working at 84 Lumber. While taking up the single main on the A line, local job 0709 was coming off of the S line onto the Plant City subdivision, moving at speed over the interlocking, which is pretty uncommon. We move over to the viewing platform after 0708 finished working 84 Lumber, now heading south to Cherry Siding to work at Crystal Clean. Amtrak wasn't scheduled to run today due to the coronavirus pandemic, so they would have a nice open window to perform their work. One train they would have to wait on, though, would be local job 0710 as they head back south from Winston Yard with a straight shot to Yeoman Yard, finishing up their day. Josh and I then stepped away for a couple of hours for lunch before we parted ways for the day. I came back out to the tracks afterwards before heading back to Tampa, finding that 0708 was lined across the interlocking heading back for Winston. For about 6 hours trackside in the greater Lakeland and Plant City areas, today wasn't too bad of a day. please hit the like button if you enjoyed today's video. Hit that notification bell, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. See y'all next time from Plant City, Florida, at Milepost A861.1 along CSX's Lakeland Subdivision.